Hello everyone and welcome to this video in which we will discuss classes, objects and functions. Alright, we are going to see this by using an example from cricket data. Alright, so sports data, cricket. Uh, we'll write a menu driven program to store data of cricketers in the objects. So this is where we come to object oriented programming. All right. So what are objects? If you don't have already and if you don't have an experience in object oriented programming, uh, it is analogous. I'll give you an analogy of real world. So consider student database. Okay, if I write a class student, okay, so that will be a class, all right, and that is generic, all right. So it has certain properties. A student has certain properties, or is our case. We'll take player as a class. All right. So player has certain properties. What are those properties? Player has a name. Then player might have scored certain amount of runs. Okay, total runs. That player might have taken some wickets, right? And that player must belong to some country. Okay, by some country from which he or she is playing cricket. Okay. Lately, our Indian women's team also won a cup, World Cup, but I'm sorry I don't know those names, who are the players. So I've used men's cricket team, and uh, that as a analogy to explain this concept. Okay, so player has certain properties: name, total runs, wickets, and country. Right, and when these are vague properties, right? So when we want to create an object out of this class, that is a class player, that would be, say, player name is equal to Kohli, Virat Kohli, right? Then total runs, whatever he has made up to now, right? Then total wickets taken up to whatever he has made till now, and country, of course, is India, right? So, like this, we can have special instances of that particular class, and those are called as objects. Okay, so whenever you create a class, all right, it has to have certain properties. These are called as attributes. Okay, which we just read. Apart from that, there are also some things called as methods. Okay, class has to have methods. Now it is similar to a function. Okay, your declaration, your usage will be as it is for uh, class or any function. Okay, function that you write. All right, the only difference is you will have to this particular function will be associated with the class. Okay, so basically, if you want to call that particular method, okay, right, it is a specialized function, so called a method, right? So what you will do is you will add individual objects. For example, if we create Virat Kohli as a player, okay, an instance or an object of a player, okay, and V is the name for that object. Okay, so V dot and then whatever we want to call. All right, so for example, display the runs, display the uh, your wickets and so on. All right, so our problem statement says, write a menu-driven program to store the data of cricketers in the objects. Store the player's name, total runs, wickets, and country. Okay. Display specific players and all players' records. Add 200 runs to a player. Delete specified player. Okay. So the time I made this particular problem statement was it was a long ago, right? I guess 2 years back, 1 year back at least, when I created this particular video. All right, sorry, this particular example. All right, so now see, this is the entire output. All right, if you want to see, this is the entire output. All right, and we'll create everything over here now. Okay, so starting with, we have to declare a class. All right, so class, sorry, class player. Okay, so this is the class player, and it has certain properties, right? So that will be now whenever you are declaring a class, all right, it has to have an object, it has to have a constructor. Okay, it is the same for in the implementation, in case of C plus plus or Java or Python. You always have to have a constructor. Okay, so what is a constructor? Okay, so let's define it first. Def underscore underscore init underscore underscore, is that two underscores or one underscore underscore? Okay, this will take self as itself as an object. Okay, and what do we store in it? Say self dot name equal to. Okay, now we can directly assign some name if you want. All right, that all the players will have the same name, but in our case, what we'll do is we'll take the input from user. Okay, so we will have enter the name of layer. Okay, for now let us have the only this, and we'll see what the rest are. So let's assume that this is the only variable that we want. Okay, now for defining methods. Okay, so this is a specialized method, all right, which is used only for initialization of that class, of that object. So whenever I declare that a player type object has to be declared, okay, has to be created, then it has to have certain name. All right, and that is given at the time of initialization itself, at the time of creation itself. Okay, apart from this, you can have certain methods. Okay, methods like display. Okay, again, everything will take self as the argument. You at least need one argument, and that will be self object. Okay, and what it will do is print. Okay, so print name, right? Let's give it as a formatted string. Name is, and then inside here we will have self dot name, right? Yes, self dot name. Okay, so self dot name. Okay, we need more things, that is wickets and all those things, but we'll first see this for only one thing. All right, so when we want to display certain name, all right, what we'll do is we'll get that object, we'll get the object itself, and then whatever is the name assigned with that object, we'll print it out. Okay, so see, this is if it is named exactly like this, that is underscore underscore init underscore underscore, then it is a constructor for that particular object. Otherwise it is a method. All right, so the name always has to be this for a constructor. For a method you can have different names, that is not an issue. Now after we create this, what do we need else? We need a modify method, right? So def modify underscore runs. Okay, modify runs, which again will take self as an object, and then we want to write self. Okay, dot. We haven't defined run yet, but let's define it. Okay, so self dot runs plus equal to, sorry, plus equal to and 200, right? We have to have 200 here. Okay, and then self dot display. Okay, so let's consider complete this first, and then we'll see. So what else is there? Self dot runs equal to input, sorry, not input, int first, int input enter total numbers, total runs code. Then we need wickets. That will be equal to int and then input and then taken. All right, we can also do it like this by name, and then we can just come over here and add it as a formatted string where here. Okay, so enter the total wickets taken by whatever the name of the player is. All right, I need a space over here. I need a colon and a space. Okay, so wickets is done. Country. All right, considering that we can also have IPL data, self dot country. Country equal to input enter enter is a formatted string, and then okay. So we take this data first, and after taking this data, what we do is we just display it first. Okay, let's not go into modify first. We'll just see what we have with our players. All right, so what do we need? We need to first create a list of players. Okay, so an empty list of players will be done. So we can, to create an object, okay, what we can do is we can, okay, we have, okay, this is a what you call menu driven program. So we'll create the menu later on. I'll just write take input. for players. Okay, now there are multiple players to be added, right? So what we'll do is we'll display the command prompt later on. Okay, but once the choice is accept players, what we'll do is that is take the input. What we'll do is how many numbers of players to be added, and then for those many we'll create the players. Okay, so for sorry n equal to end input, and then in double quotes enter the number of players. Okay, so enter the number of players, how many do you want to enter. Okay, once we get that, then we'll write for I in range n. Okay, that many players we want. All right, so what will we have? uh, we'll simply call this any the we'll create an object by writing the calling the constructor, okay, of this particular object. All right, to do that we simply write player, that is p. Where is it? Okay, so p equal to and then player, sorry, it is capital player. All right, and it does not have any arguments. The constructor does not have any arguments over here, that is we are not passing any data. Okay, but now we see another problem, that is we have n number of players, right? So creating it every time it will override this, but we have to save it somewhere. All right, so that is where our list comes in. Okay, so list of players equal to, and then and it is an empty list. Okay, I'll even remove this. Okay, so we have list of players is equal to an empty list, and now what we do is we add append to that list. So list of players dot append, and then what do? We append p to that list. Okay, after having done this successfully, what we can do is we can display them, right? So I'll stop with this input. Okay, let's quickly also write the code for displaying the data. Okay, display the data of. Okay, now display, if you remember, has two things. Okay, it is either a specific player or all the records. Okay, so an if else statement has to be there. If the display if the user says all, then all, otherwise that particular data player's name. Okay, so if name equal to all. Oh, sorry, I did not take the input, sorry. ALL, before that we already we have to accept name NAME equal to, sorry, equal to, and put input, enter the name of enter the name of players to display, and we'll write all for all. Okay, all for all players. So if this is all, then we display all the records. Okay, so to display all the records, we simply write for p in list of players, simply p dot display. Okay, so what will be done is the display method will be called for each one. Okay, and when we get to the display method, we have name, we will have, okay, where let's write this in one line, right? So name is this, and then what, runs colon, let's give a tab over here, no, over here, /t. Okay, runs are, and then the runs. Okay, so self dot runs, and then /t wickets. Wickets are, okay, I have exceeded the 20-minute timer. Okay, wickets are, and then dot wickets, and belongs, oh sorry, /n belongs to this country. Okay, COUNTRY. All right, so let's save this and quickly see if it runs. All right, so the player, when we take the input, it will ask for n numbers. It looks good. Let's run this program. Python 3 space p7 dot py. Okay, enter the number of players. I'll say 2. Name is Sachin first. Runs, I'll say 100. 1. Total wickets taken 101, and country is India. Player 2, oh sorry, name of the player, Virat. Then run scored, well, he is also at 101, wickets 102, and country India. Let's do that. Name of the players to display, all is all, right? So let's try this all, and you can see over here, name is Sachin, wickets, okay, he has been has come extra, so we'll remove that from the display method. Okay, but as you can see, the name Sachin is over here, name Virat is over here, their wickets, their runs, their wickets, and their country is all is given over here. Okay, so let's find out where that E is, this one. Okay, wickets, and then this /n was actually /t. Okay, all right, so with that we'll save this and we'll go to the next part. All right.